Welcome to Body Work.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked of, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in the old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. Oh man, do I have one for y'all tonight? Yeah. I got one for y'all tonight. I got one for y'all tonight. There's so many things going on right now. I think sometimes, man, we be missing navigators. You know what I'm saying? I used to be accustomed to where when somebody knew the way, you could be like, hey, what's the way? If somebody could point you in the right direction. But now, man, it's dog eat dog. And I just want to point out some things about how standards are changing. I hate to mention the GPs, but they're starting to be a real thing. Like goalposts are being moved. And part of it is I blame myself because I never put that KY out on the shelves. I never made it available as a product. Matter of fact, when I was monetized, I allowed myself to get unmonetized for a second because I wasn't really pushing nothing, but I feel guilty because I had product. Yeah. I had knee pads, I had throat coat, I had bibs, I had tonsil jewelry, I had it all. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't put out that product. You know what I'm saying? I didn't put out that product. And I wish I would have. Because it look like we in dire straits right now. We in need of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to paint a picture for you. Yeah. I'm going to paint a picture for you. I'm like, why so serious? You know, I learned a lot of things about boxing in 2023. You know, I learned the fallacy of legacy. Oh, man. Like, legacy, man. Boy, if legacy could defend itself right now, man, it'd be like, how could you? I had nothing to do with that. That had nothing to do with me. How dare you? And it's a big fight coming up, man, with Jermaine Ortiz and one Teofimo Lopez. The takeover versus the technician. And it's getting a lot of play, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people got their eyeballs in that direction, but somehow the vibes ain't hitting right. And I'm like, why? And the main reason is because people don't keep that same energy that they normally keep. I just got to keep it 1,000 with you. I got to keep it 10 times 10 with you. People really don't, man, because people love to praise somebody. And when it's like this one fighter, man, a lot of people take him for a joke. He did call himself a clown. And I sat there and I thought about it because I'm not new to Teofimo Lopez, man. Teofimo Lopez is one of my guys. And my boxers, the watch collection, I call him the Puma. And I ain't saying that he ain't never said things that confused me, that set me off, set me aback, set me ablaze. But I remember I was a young man, you know what I'm saying? I was a young man at one point in time. I was real young at one point in time. I ain't never had access to the kind of money or the fame and all that. I was just in the army doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Just out there living life. Jumped out there at 17. Jumped out the house at 17. Never looked back. So I always look back and I reminisce now, you know what I'm saying? Being 43, I look back at certain times and I'm like, dang, how would I reacted if I had that? And I don't know. Because I had a lot of things at my disposal. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot of things, been a lot of places, seen a lot of people. So I don't really know. But I do know one thing, man. That man and his father put in some work. And everybody like to say, oh, man, the amateurs, because they'll bring up when Jermaine Ortiz fought Teofimo Lopez in the amateurs. We've seen footage of Frank Martin and Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs. We seen Gary Russell and Boots in the amateurs. We know about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia splitting 3-3 in the amateurs. We know a lot of things about the amateurs. We know Bud and Ugas in the amateurs. And it wasn't the same at the pros, but I just realized, man, that depending on who rocking the belts and whose time it is, it just really depends on how everybody's going to paint certain people. And I gotta call bullshit. Yeah. I wouldn't be myself if I didn't call bullshit. Let it sink in. And I'm not the one. I'm not gonna go out here and put no rose petals out, roll no red carpet out for no Teofimo Lopez. I do know that dude is from New York. I do know he got a background. I do know that somebody who got undisputed, who is always recognized as undisputed, I do know that everything that fighter did, this young man did before him. Yeah. This ain't gonna get a lot of likes, clicks, and views. I know it ain't. But I wouldn't be myself if I didn't go off. And what we don't really see, because we remember Felix Verdejo, right? When nobody really wanted to talk about him and what happened with him. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is, when the ball wound up in the wrong person's hands and they happen to make the shot and they wasn't supposed to get the last shot, that winning goal, they wasn't supposed to slap that puck in that goal. They wasn't supposed to put that ball in that hole. They wasn't supposed to come down with that touchdown in that end zone, but it happened. Yeah. And just like everything else in life where we done took our dips, we done took our lows, we done had our hits, we done had our runs, we done missed more than we done hit sometimes. We done lost more than we done gained sometimes. This man lost one fight by a decision. Well, he didn't get knocked out. He didn't get stopped. He lost because a couple judges decided that he didn't get that decision. Well, I gotta remind you, there are several fights to where another undisputed champ was at the mercy of a couple judges as well. But only because of the nature of who has this belt right now and what they're able to do, everybody is looking at this thing through the wrong glasses. And nobody see what's going on. Cause we'd be lying if we sat there and said that Teofimo Lopez didn't have eyes on Lomachenko. He went out there and did it. He went out there and did it. When he went out there and did it, the scorecards were a lot wider than what we seen here recently. If we want to be right and exact. Yeah. The man almost stopped the man in the later rounds. You know, made him put his hands in his pockets for the first 8. Almost stopped him in the last round, but the other guy decided to use his head. Yeah. That was when he was more active. He was 2.5 years younger. But nobody want to give this man his credit. Nobody want to give this man his credit. And then nobody want to give him his credit for saying, oh, man, I got to move up. He was trying to. He was saying, hey, man, the weight is bothering me, man. I'm a young man. Look, man, I got goals and dreams and aspirations. Well, before that, Loma never called my name. He wouldn't even respect me. He wouldn't even say my name. Loma said, man, you got to go get a belt. He went and got a belt from Comey, spiked his ass. Went in there and did damage to Loma, made him put his hands in his pockets for the first 7-8 rounds. Almost stopped him in the last. Loma started using his head. Then he went to come out, and I'm still hearing people talk about, oh, that was because of his shoulder. It's like, okay, well, don't bring up Terrence, Bud Crawford, or Errol Spence. Don't bring it up. Like we are poisoning the sport of boxing right now. Whereas because if you like a certain person, you want to get out there. You would do something strange for a little piece of change, because a lot of people I'm seeing nowadays have done it. It's done data. It's a trending topic. That if you put $1 out there, you willing to do something for it. And that's disgusting. But here we got a young man who he had all the belts down there at 135 before somebody else who gets all the credit for it. That's just a fact. And if you don't like that, this might not be the channel for you. Please excuse. But that happened. He said, hey, look, man, I got to go up. I got to move up. He did the whole Triller thing. People thought he was outsmarting Bob Arum, and to a way, he really did kind of outsmart Bob Arum. But then when Triller said, we pulling out because of what Floyd did, the first day when Floyd had a fight on that same time and they want to compete and they pulled out, double strike 1. Then he got caught with double strike 2. And then something else happened, that was strike 3, but the fight got pushed back and got pushed back and got pushed back. We're not going to sit up here and erase history. It happened. And then maybe he did overlook Cambosis. Maybe he did go in there like a bull in the china shop, got countered, and all this and that, got knocked down, got his face busted up. I tell you what, when he knocked down Cambosis, he hurt Cambosis more than that flash knockdown when Cambosis knocked him down in the beginning. Teofimo just ain't had nothing left in the gas tank in the championship round. He had to deal with losing his crown. Another man just ran down. He grabbed all of them straps. Had all this energy to go all across ponds, all across seas to go do it for peanuts. He gets all the credit. Okay, cool. Teofimo moves up. He goes out there with a Pedro Camper, stops him. He go out there with a Sandor Martin, and by the hair of his chinny chin chin, he skates by. The referee makes a mistake. He don't count a knockdown. If that knockdown would have been counted, the fight would have been different. The verdict would have been different, but he got the nod on that night. He still made his bones at 40 before another guy. Then he go up and beat the guy who previously had all the belts, and though I had him losing the Catterall, he didn't lose. The judges rendered that judgment. But we pick and choose when we want to acknowledge whether somebody won or lost in a fight. So if the judgment was rendered as such, that's what the judgment was. Regardless of what we think. We can't have it both ways, but we found it like that each and every day. We find it like that. Depending on who we talking about, we find it just like that. But the judgment was he won that fight. And he had been saying for years. I remember being I remember doing an episode about Anyway with my old head, and he was like, "Oh yeah," he was like, "Oh, he gonna fight Josh Taylor?" I said, "Man, he been calling out Josh Taylor." I said, "He been calling out Josh Taylor for a while. That dude had a plan, but because you don't like him, because you the guy that you actually represent and like, you know what I'm saying, is doing one thing and he did the other. The fact of the matter is, everything your favorite fighter y'all wanted him to do, he did first." Even down to taking a loss. Well, guess what? That O is gone. It ain't nothing left. And I drew a lot of parallels, man, because it was like, dang, when I first seen it, man, because I don't know why the last couple of lives I've been referring to this whole thing as like gaslighting. When gaslighting is when somebody actually plays or attempts to erase something from your known memory, something that you know, when they try to manipulate something that didn't happen that really happened. That's what's going on. That's part of gaslighting. Just like you questioning your self-confidence, things of the past, things like that, things that you know of. That's gaslighting. It's a tactic by your abuser. And yes, if you are being gaslit, that means you have an abuser. Somebody that's used to telling you the same thing over and over and over again, and you're willing to believe it at the expense of being at the mercy of the people that's providing you the information, messing up your brain, brainwashing you. Boxing has become all about politics. Because if you were a student and we all were wiped off and all was left was what actually happened, numerology, according to the letter of the law, Teofimo Lopez has done everything that your favorite fighter has done before they have in this current day and time. It's just a fact. Even down to a loss. And here it is. I'm looking at the man. I'm like, man, I'm trying to read. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It's like, yeah, they get a little loose with the mouth. They've said things that offend a couple different people and all that. But people use that to their advantage because there are a lot of other people saying a lot of other offensive things than what this man said, but they tend to never give him the credit. And somebody got to be that benchmark. Somebody got to put a stake down in the ground and say, hey, man, yeah, this is the GPS on that. Yeah, at this date, at this time, at this angle, from this flank, We putting a mark right here. Yeah, we wrapping a ribbon around this tree right here. Like it's not happening. Like the whole sport of boxing ain't a circus. He just popped the top off of a can of Pringles on the spot, and he said, "You know what? I am the big clown." And I got to listening, and I heard Jermaine, light-skinned Jermaine. I heard his response, and I'm like, "Dang, Jermaine, you supposed to seize that moment and really talk dirty. You supposed to talk dirty." But you say, "Yeah, I'm gonna take the clown, and I'm gonna be the one that's gonna control the clown." Conduct. Should have said conduct. I'm going to conduct this circus. You should have said, "I am the ring master." You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put that clown back in the clown car along with his father. Something spicy. That was your opportunity. You could have did that. I ain't going to charge you nothing for that. You could have did that. You know what I'm saying? And it could get spicy before the weigh-in, but that was your moment. But when I look at Tio and I see the energy, I'm like, man, for a young man to be able to accomplish everything that he get, to not be able to get the credit that he get for doing it, and all the bullshit that everybody put in the game to kind of like dull down or make a lackluster or whatever, like the man did that. So if we playing by the letter of the law, all these people around here circle jerking one fighter, being all on one fighter's nuts, talking all this and all that about one fighter, this man is a champion. He had one loss, but we're not going to sit up here and act like the shit he did didn't never happen. We're not going to act like, yeah, he defending his shit now, but how many people out here clowning? How many people out here playing with their fans? How many people out here, how many of these boxers out here won't even take time to sit up there and address their fans? Like straight up. They're going to want everybody and their mother to buy tickets, but they won't even come out and tell their fans what's going on. Like we seen what be going on at Top Rank. We seen them around. I was just talking about this last week about the morale over there at Top Rank. I'm like, what's going on at Top Rank? What's going on? And people will rewrite history when it comes to Bud. Like Bud wasn't getting his chain jerked all around over there. I remember when Spence said hashtag blame Bob. That was what was going on over there at Top Rank. But we act like we play ignorant when we act like Bob wasn't over there just controlling and running and making all these stipulations over there. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. So why we want to act like that now? Well, we want to be revisionist history because Terrence Bud Crawford beat Earl Spence. So that means all the shit that was going on over Top Rank, that never mattered, right? So Floyd ain't never had to leave Top Rank to go get it popping. Manny ain't never had to leave Top Rank to go get it popping. Oscar ain't have to leave. Like, how many people down the list we ain't have to say had to leave to go get it popping? And here we go. God damn. Bud left and got it popping. But we not going to act like T.O. ain't do what he did when he was over there. Regardless of who you are, whether at some point in time, him or his father then said something that offend you, you can't act like what he did, he didn't do. When it's a certain father out here that can say whatever he wants out of his goddamn mouth, and it don't offend nobody. Everybody cool with it. They turn the other cheek with it. But I'm sitting up here and I'm looking at some of these young guys, and I'm like, dang, like, when it really come down to it, man, who are these guys gonna look up to? Are they gonna look up to the guy who won't never have to do no interviews? He don't never have to touch bases with his fans? He don't ever have to tell his fans what's going on? He just do whatever he want and just like, you know what I'm saying? Just open it, like whatever you get, whatever I give you is whatever you gonna get. I'm not obligated to say nothing. Yeah. Like, are we not gonna like hold none of them accountable? We cool with the linguini method where we just call out each and every name and we just throw them all up on the fridge and whatever one sticks, and that's the name we're gonna fight when that was the name all along. We didn't just see Shakur Stevenson have a breakdown. Who he affiliated with? He was talking about retirement. Teofimo Lopez damn near did it twice. He was talking about retirement. I ain't heard from Jared Anderson. I was talking about morale last week. And here we got the best marketing campaign, and everybody in everybody's corner, it was in everybody's best advice for this man to come out and say he's the clown of boxing. Like, no, what he's really doing is giving everybody a message. Because he's been already telling y'all a long time, way ahead of time, what's been going on ahead of time. Best laid plans. Like, all these boxers don't know it's best laid plans. We're not going to sit up here and act like we ain't know what's really going on with Shakur Stevens and Devin Haney. We're not going to be gaslit because it was just all too, no. Shakur Stevenson, he was like, man, bump this. I can't hold down this weight. I'm moving up. It ruffled plans. It ruffled feathers. That man got tarnished. Teofimo never get credit. And maybe they need a publicist. Maybe they need an editor. But real is real, and real recognize real. And we not going to act like we don't know what the history is. Period. I know. It's not going to get a lot of likes. This is not going to get a lot of clicks. It's not going to get a lot of views. It's just the truth. But the message today is, why so serious? It's because these boxers get hit in the head for a living. And if the ones that's actually going for legacy, I'm not talking about all this social media stuff where you can get out and you in the mess hall with your chest out and you'll beat shit down this person's leg and you knock this person out in the sparring. I'm not talking about all of that. I'm talking about when it comes down to when we start grading talent for talent, skill for skill, gladiator versus gladiator. We starting to ignore that right now. What I'm starting to see is because it's a lot of people that we be thinking is all this and all that ain't really showing us that they all this and all that, and they playing with us. But there's some real motherfuckers out here that's putting in work. Yeah. I know it's not gonna get a lot of likes, clicks, and views, but it's a damn shame to where you got a champion like Tio, regardless if you like his personality or not. When he get in the ring, when he up for a fight, he gonna put on a show. He came out there and said about the numbers. He was like, I think what he say, that was what? At a minimum, I want to say it was what, 12, 18? I don't know if he said 18, 12, somewhere around there, between 12 and 18. You see, they're a couple seats away where they didn't give away the tickets and it's going to be sold out. He trying to prove that he get the numbers. He don't get the pay that he should have got for what he did and with his resume line up to it. You can try to gas, light up whoever else's resume you want. But when you look at the resume, it speaks for itself. We're not going to be around the cake for everybody who look back down and read in the history books and in the record books. I'm talking about the ones that's a stout, that's going to go back and look in chronological order what happened first. But as a boxing community, we're not going to sit up here and be gaslit. No. Somebody got to be a benchmark. And this is fad now where if you got a favorite fighter, I got a bunch of favorite fighters that I rock with that you know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of them. But we're not going to do this thing where just because it's your favorite fighter, we're going to act like and downgrade. No, you see, y'all are getting pricked by a certain species that we need to eradicate from the boxing community. Because it's boiling over to everything. Y'all don't realize that it's Thursday night and we're going to have a fight before Super Bowl weekend. We charged it the last time when it was Shakur Stevenson because another species created that. To where we didn't even go in looking for a positive event on Thursday. You know why? We didn't even get a positive event on that Thursday. We got an anomaly. Yeah. Because we didn't go into it with the right energy. Why? Because we were pricked by another species. That species is getting out of control. It's seeping down to the fans. Fans are starting to talk bullshit. They talking about more about social media. I hear it's people that come on other videos about whole other people. Two whole other boxers talking about one boxer and they don't know what the fuck they talking about. They program. They sipping the Kool-Aid. And it's starting to not be cool, man. Boxing is not social media. Regardless as much as y'all think that shit sell, you could be the spiciest motherfucker on social media and won't nobody show up to see your motherfucking boxing event. It's been proven. And we picking and choosing when we want to recognize this legacy stuff. It's like, oh no, they could just do this and they could just do this. It's like, all right, man, well, just let him pull out his thing and just, you know what I'm saying, give you a mushroom stamp in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting no mushroom stamps, man. Like, we gotta be real, man. We gotta reach down, you know, like we got a pair. We gotta start calling it like it is, man. Because we starting to make a lot of excuses, and what legacy is starting to be real elusive. When it ain't about accolades, y'all make it about accolades. When there's something about skill for skill, when it's size for size, then it becomes about accolades. When we're talking about accolades, you reduce and hunker down and ignore and excuse, like, oh man, he fought Josh Taylor when it was bad time. It's okay. If you're gonna run with that, then when your favorite fighter fought Errol Spence, it was because of a timing. It was because of a weight issue. So we can play that game either way. But when it boils down, this is some Highlander type shit. The Highlanders is who we should be focusing on. The ones who don't feel right when somebody is in their presence, they don't feel right. Like, if we in each other's presence for a certain amount of time, we got to prove. It got to be a law. There got to be some order established. You let a pack of wild dogs loose all together. After a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, they're going to establish a pecking order. And that's what we need to do. We need to recognize what's going on. We need to stop. We need to start starving the bullshit and feeding the people that's all about that life. And we can aspire to want. Man, I could want this cup right now to be a pool table. I could want that as much as I want. It's not gonna happen. And your favorite fighter just might not be a star. Y'all remember what Ross said? I'm not a star. Somebody lied. I got a pistol in the car. Somebody lied. Your favorite fighter might not be a star. And the proof is in the pudding. The dude been winning because he went over there. He been blowing up. You know why he blew up? Look at the record of the dude that he styled on. But when he got in there, he styled on him. He seized the moment and did it. But what about the dudes who seize the moment and do it when it's a legacy fight and they do it before everybody else? Well, because you don't like their personality, they don't get no credit. Nah, we're not going to do that. If y'all know the depths of these, first of all, the boxers get hit in the head for a living. But if a man come out and tell you he's a clown, he's a joker, you might want to believe him. But who was the Joker? The Joker, everything I recall is he always had the upper hand on Batman. He always had a plan. From every comic I read, he always had something that was just like a thorn in Batman's side, to where Batman just really knew that he wasn't really getting the victory. Why? Because there was a Joker present. And yeah, he make mistakes, but he wear it with a smile. So I'm like, look, man, we are going to start a pattern of where these guys go up, they reach these meteoric levels, they get to where, when you're talking about a championship in the sport of boxing, we got historians that won't acknowledge this or give nobody a credit because they so stuck in the motherfucking past. But when you talk about somebody in the sport of boxing that goes from an amateur up to being a professional and they win a championship, man, the odds of that, you might be able to make it into the NFL, even if you never touch a blade of grass on the field before that happens. I'm willing to put money on it. A lot of money on it. A lot. But then multiple champions, multiple divisions, and you're doing it the right way, fighting the people at the time who are those guys, like that's ranked and doing all that. You're not playing around. And you're not even being compensated. It's to the point now where if somebody got a better mouthpiece than you on social media, they can negotiate and talk their way into making more money than you, but you the one that's knocking motherfuckers out. You the one that's doing the backflips, entertaining. I was joking around saying it was been brand circuses, and I said, golly. Teofimo Lopez brought it right around full circle. He said, I'm the clown. Y'all don't think it's a message in that? Y'all need somebody to interpret and read between the lines? Y'all know what happened to athletes? Y'all know what happened to Aaron Hernandez? Y'all know what happened to these guys who get hit in the head, who reach these heights and they never feel fulfilled, they never get. Y'all seen the Verdejo? Y'all know what happened when boxers don't get their credit and people don't acknowledge them, they feel gaslighted. If they got just an inkling, just one wrong person around them, just a group of people that don't know how to handle them right. Y'all know how bad that can happen? Y'all know what's the worst that can happen out of that? That's why on one end, I'm like, man, look, if you done reached the level to where you're getting that bread, you got a system, you consistent, box. Make boxing your lifestyle. Cut it all out. Give it all you got. Because they say 15 minutes to fame in Hollywood, in boxing, is one punch. It could be one loss. You better get in there and rumble, young man, rumble. Because if you don't, ain't no telling what's going to happen tomorrow. If that's all you know, you ain't going to know what to do out here. You're going to be forced to do something strange for a little piece of change. You're going to be looking for something that pain. You're going to be up to no good with nothing to gain. So I wanted to come out and I wanted to say, man, we need to wake up, man. We need to start like, I see so many, it's just like, man, now it's like, even when I stopped really kind of commenting and talking to other people and all that, people starting to infiltrate and coming to my shit saying dumb shit. I'm like, hold on, man. Like I got a peaceful little community over here. I got something going on over here. But I realized that, man, some people just want to be kept. Some people need order to be given. Some people need structure to be delivered. Some people need somebody always telling them what to do and how to do it and where to go and when to be there and how to dress and what to say and what to think in every way. It's like some people need that, man. I'm finding like the dumbest fans. It's like, man, y'all not even really boxing fans. There's not really a lot of boxing fans out there. It's a lot of people that might be following along with the timeline, but because they like to bring in politics and say this and this and that, they just want to have or be able to infiltrate or influence the sport of boxing, man. But it's starting to get so far removed from what it's really about. It's really becoming wrestling. And if we don't value the ones that actually put in some work, did some real legitimate work, not picking and choosing what legacy is, we got to give them credit. If you earned it, you be the champion, you did this, you moved up, you did that. All those things need to be given credits to. We need to acknowledge that. Especially with this name, image, and likeness and all these other things and all that, man. We getting ready to get, like, really, we getting ready to get, people be saying this shit is choreographed now, but at the rate we going and we don't acknowledge the real ones, regardless of the politics, regardless if they said something about this group of people or that group of people, if you start like I do from the inside of the ring out, You better start acknowledging what they're doing inside the ring first. Because outside of that, if you don't start accrediting and speaking and giving this guy a salute, you didn't gotta respect him, you ain't gotta like him, but you gotta at least acknowledge and say, hey, he did do that now. Yeah, my eyes did see that. Regardless of what Tim Bradley said, my eyeballs saw this nigga hit this other motherfucker in the head 3 times and to the stomach twice, even though that wasn't called. We gotta start standing up and speaking, man. The sport is dying. The sport is dying, and we're not giving credit where it's due, all because of personalities and too much access to social media. And I'm like, dang, is it a gift and a curse to have this social media? I'm like, yeah, because back in the day, everybody fought. Everybody had to fight. It was one, they weren't making enough money to just live without fighting, so they had to fight to get the money. Whether they was getting taken advantage of or not, they wanted to fight. They wanted to show that they was the best, baddest men on the planet. They wanted to show I'm in the mess hall with my chest out. What's up? But if we had social media, guess what? Somebody come on and like, oh man, he disrespected me. I don't ever want him. Oh man, he said something about this. I don't ever want to know. Back in the day, it was like, I don't give a fuck what they said. It's on. If you sign that contract, I'm coming in and we going to war. If I lose, I'm coming back. I want my rematch. Let's run it back. I don't know if you ever been on the dice table, man, but when you in the dice table, man, and somebody roll and somebody keep catching, and then, you know what I'm saying, somebody get up after time or whatever, and then at some point in time, you reach down, you're like, oh, no, you know, I'm out. That's it for me. And they like, no, you got to run that back. It's like, what you mean I got to run that back? It's like, nah, man, you got to give me a chance to win my money back. Like, when I learned that was something where somebody like, oh, no, I got to get, oh, yeah, okay. That's part of the game. If you in the game, that's part of the game. And if you sign your name to a piece of paper and somebody say, hey, you know what, I want my rematch, you owe a rematch. That's paperwork. Lately, I've been hearing people not wanting to honor paperwork. I've been hearing people not honoring people actually beating people in a ring with wider judgments, wider scorecards than other boxers. And we really giving credence? Like, people are really arguing over this stuff? Like, what are we giving the people? Like, I'm starting to look at the amateurs. It's a young 147 guy I'm looking at. It's a guy waiting in the wings at 168 I'm looking at. And I pray, I'm like, dang, man, how long before they get to the silk sheets? How long before they get to the silk sheets? How long can I enjoy this energy? How long can I expect them to go in the ring and want to knock somebody's spark out? Not make no excuses. But we wanting to get right back in there 90 days, 120 days later. I'm starting to like, dang, man, if we catch them before they get in the silk sheets, you know what I'm saying? We might be good. After that, it's a wrap. But I'm like, dang, man, after the interview, I'm looking at what T.O. doing and the strides he made. People was actually trying to make it seem like he's a buffoon for calling out Bud at 147. Skill for skill, pound for pound, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, dang, we are shutting a dude that moved from 135 that's going to 140 that want to go to 147. We're shunning him. But I get beat down if I ask Matias to go up there and see Boots from 40 to 47. I get beat down for saying I want to see Gary Antoine Russell win it back with Boots at 147. I get beat down for asking for Devin Haney to go up there to 147 and fight Bud. Bud number 1, and you got Devin Haney at number 4, but Devin Haney is actually bigger than Bud. I get shunned for that on the business of boxing. But then you got somebody that made a company $101 million, and y'all want to tell him who he can fight, when he can fight, what weight he can fight at. I'm like, do you know what the A side is? And I'm starting to hate the A side shit. Because people don't even want to respect the A side based on some popularity, but the popularity don't translate into numbers. So I'm like, is this YouTube or is this boxing? Because it's crazy when I see Sabrina Matias getting disrespected, when I see Teofimo Lopez getting disrespected. I don't really give a fuck about what they saying about Rolly. But I'm looking at the landscape, and it's only one guy that's getting all the praise, and he's attaching his name to everybody in the book, and everything that he done, Teofimo Lopez did it first. And because of politics, don't nobody want to offend, because that's your uncle and that's your god daddy and that's your god uncle, and you know, you be playing hokey pokey with the sheik in foreign countries. We don't care about none of that, man. Let's keep boxing, you dig? If it happened in the ring, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, excuses. You got excuses. If you get your ass in that ring, you get your ass tore up. Oh well. Should have been ready. Should have been prepared. But when that shit actually goes down, because in one breath, we can't say it's ridiculous for one person moving up from one weight class to one weight class higher. And in the same breath, turn around and condoning, advocating, yearning for somebody to jump 3 weight classes, and that makes way more sense. I don't care what name, what attachment you have to it, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Period. You can gaslight it, you can put that over some fava beans and rice with a nice Chianti. It still ain't gonna make no goddamn sense. You can church it up all you want. It's not gonna make sense. We gotta get back to boxing. And if we don't got some people that's like hardcore, not infatuated with what some motherfuckers did like 30 years ago, to where nothing that's going on right now, it's like, you ain't even relevant right now. You stuck 30 years ago. Go back there. Go do lectures back there about 30. We're talking about right now. If we don't lock down and cinch down what's going on right now, boxing is going to die. It's going to die. It's anemic. Somebody stop me when I'm lying. It's getting ridiculous out here, man. It's like, it's because a bunch of people can get together. Y'all know that's how a lot of things started, right? Y'all do know that like, I don't know. I don't want to go too deep, man. That's why I got into boxing, because I said, you know what? Boxing is neutral. But I realized that boxing is pulling. Do y'all know about the Council of Nicaea? Do y'all know that people sit down and they agree that things happen, and after they agree that things happen, they go out and say it, and that's what the word is after that? Do y'all really know that that's not what happened before that? Do y'all know that? It's starting to happen in boxing. And a lot of people are starting to get gaslit, where they starting to play with your memory, like this didn't happen and that didn't happen, and if I just keep yapping and keep rapping and tap dancing, and none of that shit happened. But it's like the Count of Monte Cristo. He said, man, one day you basking in the sun, the next day you shattered on rocks. That's one of my favorite movies. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, boxing is going through some things, and I think that there are some people that's going to carry the torch. I'm getting behind those. If it's somebody young and they got that energy and they stay in the gym and they hungry and they come out and they put on a performance and they're a good sport and they don't go out of their way to disrespect, they could talk they shit. I'm with it. You got me. No, I don't need nothing from you. No, I don't want nothing, whatever. I got you. I'm rocking, because I'm trying to preserve the sport of boxing. And right now it's like, oh, we can pick, choose, and refuse. And it's like every camp do it. Every camp could just play this little game. Oh no, it's not like this and it's not like that. And they're just playing with us as fans, man. And yeah, at some point, I guess the whole fan of man or fan of boxing it's an argument. That's like which came first. You know what I'm saying? Really, it's not, but it's almost in the same category when you think about logic and reasoning. But at the same time, it's like you can like a lot of fighters, you can have favorite, but you can also be mature, and then you can also tell when somebody's actually pissing on your head. It's not actually raining outside. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking, man, if we don't will it in together, man, that whole wise, you know, it was a message. And I don't know why when I first tried to do this video, man, the original thing, I actually had hashtag with the actor's name in it, and it wouldn't let it go through. It wouldn't let it go through. But I'm thinking we got to start thinking about this, man, because if we don't support the ones that's actually going out there and doing it the way they talking, and if you heard some of the things that Teofimo was saying, it's like, man, that's crazy. And I know all gladiators should feel like, hey, I would ever go out on my shield. But if you heard what he was actually saying, if you was reading between the lines, it's like, man, like, that's crazy, man. And that's all because the man don't feel value after everything he did. You can have your favorite fighter. You can think your favorite fighter. You can think your favorite fighter would beat shit down Teofimo's leg. It's still sad that a guy that came from that path, that was in the amateurs, rubbing elbows with all them people, and then done what he did in the sport, he don't get no credit for none of the shit. He wasn't getting paid for none of the shit. And yeah, he was young, but it's a whole lot of young people that stay and do everything. It's somebody that can't put not one tweet online without causing a frenzy. He could be like, damn, I stubbed my toe on the way to the barber. Now, oh, he's soft. I knew he was soft. He can't do nothing. And it's another dude who's doing all the shit pretty much by the book. He made a route. He went the belt. He got the belts. He didn't get paid. He moved up. Yeah, he had slips of the mouth. But he don't get no credit for shit he do. And that's not right. And that's why I say I was born in a certain period of time, because there's certain shit that go on that I just can't stand by and listen and watch idly, man. But like, somebody really need to stand up for the sport, man. Because there's gonna be some other young people, man, and when they see how the game, like, think about, man, it was just wanted. Don't act like, don't think that I'm gaslighting you, and I'm not gonna allow you to gaslight me. But we were just having a conversation about Shakur Stevenson last week. Where is he at? What label is he on? And before that, when we heard from Jared Anderson and what he had going on, where is he at? Where is he at right now? What is he doing? Here recently, before Keyshawn came back and started talking about God and how he put the weed down, you know what I'm saying? We was worrying like, well, dang, why you didn't know that was going on in Texas? Where are you at? Where are you going? As talented as you are, what's going on over there? But we up PBC ass with a flashlight. We worried about the Charlos and all that. People that's way growner, way older than all these people. They had that career decisions. They saw how Canelo was moving. They all chose to get in that line. But what about these young players that's getting in the line, they're stepping, and they're moving in the right direction in the name of boxing that's going to preserve it, and they don't get no credit. They don't get the money. They don't get the credit. Depending on how popular they are, people don't want to talk about them. If you try to, you got all these gatekeepers out here. Yeah, it's gatekeepers in boxing, y'all. It's people that's there to keep the gate. How dare you try to showcase how much flavor this young man got? How dare you try to boost up this interview like that? How dare you try to make him feel like he's worth way more than what we think he's worth? Well, we not paying him that much. So you can't make him look like he that much. That's what I'm going through. So I know it's gatekeepers out here. It's gatekeepers out here. It's gatekeepers in boxing, y'all. And if we let this go by, if we keep letting this go by, if we keep letting people just, you know, throw us like Bob Arum said. He said boxing fans are like rocks. You can just throw them wherever you want and they'll land. They'll stay there. Content creators are realizing the same thing. And they echoing the same thing. They got one source. They got one source that they use. One source that butters their biscuits. One source that they know, especially if they monetize, they can get that one source to come through. That's a guarantee. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna keep grease on the wheel. And the wheels on the bus go round and round. But I ask y'all, why so serious? Did y'all hear the demeanor of Teofimo? Because just like our rap music, we all found out something fucked up about our favorite rap artist. We all found out something fucked up about our favorite actor, our favorite actress. And we might be fucked up like, damn, I don't even know who this motherfucker's singing about no more. But we still listen to the songs because that ain't who we thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know this not gonna get a whole lot of likes, clicks, and views. No, just like if you thought I was getting ready to go commercial, I was getting ready to blow up. God damn, you was wrong. I gotta keep it 10 times 10. I wouldn't be myself. But somebody had to point this shit out. Let's stop playing. We're losing a lot of people. We're losing a lot of boxers, man. We ruin a lot of people because some people are doing everything they're supposed to do, but for us as fans, it's never enough. It's never enough. And everything they done to us, we want to enact it on others. Yeah. That record label stuff, like how record labels, when they first get an artist and how they rape them and how they do this, and as soon as you get your record label, you're going to do the same thing. Oh, yeah. Somebody make you feel a certain way, you're going to go out there and enact everything. It's just like they say, dad come home, he yelled at mom, she spazzed out on the daughter keep the cat, hissed at the dog spit in the bowlfish. Something like that, don't quote me. Shit rolled downhill. Well, wherever the command from the tower is at is going to dictate what commands those are. So if it start off at the top of the hill full of shit, what you think gonna happen when they get to the bottom? It's just something to think about. I'm here. I started seeing them numbers dip. I wanted to see them numbers dip. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them numbers dip. That's what I wanted. And now I can get to the comments, because the comments don't run shit. For real. But we gotta do better, man. We're losing the sport, man. They already got another dude lined up for what happened with a Teofimo Lopez fight. This is like, it's crazy, man. I got a lot of comments, y'all, when I started. Teo pretending to read like LeBron James. Funny as hell. Bug gonna stop Canelo. Salute for coming in the building, man. Melazar Conseba, what's up? I'm not even going to acknowledge that, bro. Jermaine Ortiz, win by KO. Somebody need to support Jermaine Ortiz. 3-leg parlay, Abdullah, Pedraza, and Ortiz by KO. What worried me is Top Rank. What's up, body work? I just got here. What's on the agenda? I hope you laid it out, man, because sometimes I don't even look at the comments. I want to get all that off before I get distracted. You know what I'm saying? I want to get all that out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I got here, being truthful. That's how I warded off the snakes. That's how I warded off anybody who didn't need to be around me. That's how I got them up out of here, by speaking my mind and being as much of myself that I can be as early and as often as possible. So the older I got, the more I learn I need to be more of myself as early as possible. So you're not, meeting a representative. And if anything you see you don't like, you can run. Run away. Jermaine looks like he is coming with bad intentions, but he didn't grab the bull by the horn. And the studies are showing that when the big bright lights come on, he don't separate himself. Teofimo good. He lost to a boxer that hasn't won another fight and got a gift from Sandoval fight, which he even questioned himself. This Thursday, let's see Teofimo's performance. Exactly. You get hit in your motherfucking head for a living, you gonna question yourself a couple times. Errol Spence was a hype job. PBC have their lines and they don't care how good the boxer of the circle is. I don't know a hype job that can get 3 belts in the welterweight division. I'm not sure. You could say maybe Bud was able to exploit Errol Spence, but I would never call my guy a hype job. Never. Cokie, body work. Salute, Cokie. I knew you was gonna be out here, man. Carolina Rivera, T.O. Armstrong emoji 3 times. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't know if T.O. ain't did shit, like the way Ryan was talking and how all the Devin Haney fans was begging and pleading for Ryan and how they just shit on T.O. It's like, man, y'all can't convince me that y'all some real boxing fans. Y'all some Devin Haney fans. But if you were vying for Devin to fight Ryan more than you would vying for Devin to fight T.O., I know what kind of fan you are. You scared, but y'all want to use every excuse y'all to let T.O. get in the ring with that man. Like, I'm tired of hearing about that shit. T.O. did not avoid Devin Haney. And if you don't like that, unsubscribe, leave. I don't give a fuck. That's not what happened. The games are over. Errol Spence is a hype job. Come on. I can't. Like, come on, man. Come on. Let's stay and build another channel. Teofimo don't have what it takes to handle it. Nah, the dude has been under a lot of stress. If you reach the levels, I bet you if some people out here in this world, if your boss came through and said, oh, if you waited and you knew the boss was gonna come through for an inspection and they came through and they treat you like it wasn't shit, you be goddamn ready to put your foot up the boss's ass. So you can't tell me you can't reach the levels or achieve some of the things that Teofimo and Lopez did and not get the credit that he get, and they try to sit up there and act like he didn't do what he did. He did everything that Devin did before Devin did it. Let's stop it. Teofimo will not recover if he gets KO'd by Ortiz. I doubt he getting KO'd. Like, come on, man. Has T.O. got knocked out? Did T.O. get knocked out? I seen him get knocked down a couple times. But was he ever on the verge of being knocked out? I don't recall that. That's what I'm saying. Like, you fall in love with certain people in boxers and then your things. That's what I'm saying. I'm here to like I'm here to be the scale, man. I'll be the scale. Yes, a hype job. That hostage the title for almost 2 years without fighting and not get stripped. And yeah. He knew what he wanted though. He knew he wanted undisputed, and somebody had to go get the belts, because who was gonna go get the belt from? If y'all recall, I mean, somebody stopped me when I'm lying, but did Bud turn down? Like, because last time I checked, it wasn't Pacquiao's fault that Bud didn't get that Pacquiao fight. Who is gonna go? Who is gonna fight Pacquiao? Oh, that's right. It wound up being Ugas. Ugas had beat Bud in the amateurs, but Bud had no intentions on fighting Ugas for a belt either. Who was gonna go get the other strap? That's another thing that burns me up. Who was gonna go get the third strap? If it was supposed to be a battle for undisputed, who's gonna go get the other strap? Nobody can answer that. They just want to jump to the verdict of what happened when the belts was on the line. Like, that's some bullshit. You don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. That's the truth. Bubs Boxing, salute, Bubs. Yeah, I know this ain't gonna be a popular one, man, because I ain't taking no shit from nobody tonight on this one. Like, we gotta calibrate the sport of boxing, man. Like, we gotta go do some homework, and we gotta be real, and we gotta stop being swayed. Like, if it's taken for you to not have to listen or have to buy in or feel like you disloyal over some shit that your eyeballs seen and that we know is the history, it's something wrong, bro. Once that start happening, you might want to put boxing down. You might want to take up ice hockey or something. Matias was offered a deal with Boots included at 147, but I think Matias is intended on cleaning out 140. I say it like this. At the end of the day, all these boxers are responsible for their own fate. And only time will tell. Because I think to a certain extent, everybody has a boogeyman in this sport. It don't sound right, but I'm starting to see that everybody has a boogeyman. Everybody has a boogeyman. But if Matias can get fights at 140, he may have to take the Boots fight. I've been saying it. Like, they need each other. Numbers wise, all that boxing will fix itself. He wouldn't even have to go outside of the realm of what he used to doing in the way the checks are cut, how everything went, but they would have lined that up. Boots and Matias would have fixed boxing. It would have fixed boxing. It would have bridged the gap between 140 and 147. So all that, I'm at 140, I can't go to 170, all that shit would have been done. It was through the IBF, so all the rehydration and all that shit, that would have been done. It could have met in the middle and had a rehydration. They don't even use all of what they don't even rehydrate to what they use. Subriel Matias and Boots would have fixed boxing. It would have fixed itself. That way, Bud fans won't be crying, why y'all want Bud to fight Boots? That would have fixed boxing. Matias will have his fights. Yeah, he will, but they're gonna age him out. If he don't do what he need to do over there with that label, and they get him on the right path, and they don't just sign him to keep him away from Devin Haney, because it's gonna be crazy if they sign him and then Devin Haney jump his ass back over to the top ring for Sandor Martin on a 2-fight deal. That means he ain't even gonna be able to see Subriel unless it's cross promotion and they had to split the pie. But they wouldn't allow Subriel to go over there and make a decision like that, thinking that he gonna go get Devin Haney and Devin Haney hop his ass over at the top rank. Y'all better start playing 3-card Molly. If y'all don't know about 3-card Molly, Eddie is good for it. Y'all can trust that bullshit if you want to. Trinidad fought Whitaker in his 13 title defense. I was never an Earl fan, but they call him hype job around my neighborhood. They would call that hating. I mean, I can't even entertain. Somebody say Earl is a hype job. I can't. I mean, I question whether you know I question whether you know boxing. I don't care if you a sub. I don't care. You can't say that man's a hype job. That's just like right now. If Naoya Inoue was to lose a fight tomorrow, you could never say he's a hype job. You can't do that. You can't go around and collect 3 titles. Like, that's just like, it's just a new era where people just say whatever's on their mind, even if it's not right, it's irrational. I don't care. They might have a man crush. I don't know. I don't even trust being in the same room if you and your favorite boxer was in the same room with me. I don't even want to be there. I don't even trust what was going on. I don't want to have to walk around like this because it's getting ridiculous. All the A-side stuff is overrated and bad for boxing. A-side is psychology, giving one side. That's what I said. Like, A-side is supposed to be like, all right, cool, I'm the top dog. I might have you do something stupid. But it's just because I'm the A-side. Like, that's the perk of me having the advantage. Now, that shit done turned into some totally different shit now. Now people that ain't A-sides got people. Now I'm hearing people telling whoever is the A-side. Like, I'm like, I don't understand. I get away from the topic. Like, the biggest A-side from Baltimore, I don't give a fuck what they do. They can go out and pick a body. As long as they go in there and keep knocking people out, I don't care. I don't care. Because what they trying to do, they're trying to get Tank off his square. They're trying to get him out of position. They try to trick him. You play a little game, every damn thing he say, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem. Boxing fans want everything right now. Boxing fans want champs versus champs for the pack division. That's what we want. This day is a champion don't defend their titles for over a year. Boxers want to be the greatest without fighting the best. I mean, some of them are real good, but then some people are tripping like, you gotta do this and you gotta do that. It's like, no. That's why UFC, where it is, the best fight the best. UFC suck. Hating is when you lying or making up rumors to see someone fail. This is not the case here. I like boxing in any event field. UFC just a guy on the floor inside a cage. WWE way better than UFC. It's a comparison. It's a contact sport, bro. Shakur's unhappy with Top Rank, won his fight and not re-signed. Top Rank are clowns, gatekeeper, groomers. I want Pedraza to give a surprise and Ortiz shock the world. I hope Ortiz lump Teofimo up a little. When you are considered pound for pound and lose in the fashion Bud exposed him, that's the hype job, I guess. Teofimo got his win. I don't take away who he is, had defeated, but he don't look concentrated. Let's drop some likes. That's what I'm talking about. Drop some likes. That's what I'm talking about. Drop some likes. In a way, don't want to test with Vada. He doesn't even want to fight out of Japan. I don't know nothing about that. Not one blood clot team you're talking about there. All criticism aside, respect to Tio for taking. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really, really. I'm telling you, like, I'm glad it's from what I can count, it's at least 11 of y'all in here. I don't know, but what I'm starting to see is like, just because it's not like, let's just say you rock heavy with this fighter, I'm starting to see and hear bullshit because it's not a fighter you rock with over here where you can say whatever you want. It's like y'all don't really want to see the big fights. It's really confusing me now. Like, now it's really hard for me to understand how you would want somebody that ain't fought in 6 months, somebody that you have the reach, you have the height, you have the activity, you typically blow up more than them. They might have lost a spouse, a parent. Like, you want them at their low. I know it's boxing and all that. I know it, but that's not, I'm in the mess hall with my chest out type behavior. Like, I'm starting to be confused. Like, it's like y'all want, I'm actually literally seeing fans say that they want their favorite fighter to fight somebody that really ain't shit. For real, for real. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know one thing. I respect when people say, look, man, like him to come up here at 175 again, like, nah, I don't want it. Like, it's gonna be the same result. I don't even want to do that to him again. What I would like to do is I would like to come down. I would like to come down and beat him where he has all his belts and show him what's going on. And you know what Canelo said? No. I'll go see John Ryder. I'll go see Triple G. I'll go fight Little Mel. I'll go fight Maul after that. And then I'll go fight somebody even smaller than Bud after that because he thinks he can beat me. Like, nah, dog. Nah, dog. T.O. be on some bullshit and his dad need to put down the beer and snow, yeah, but we can say that about a lot of people and a lot of people's fathers. So if we not spreading that same energy about the Haney's, I don't even know, dog. I don't even know. I still want to see him fight Matias, and yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to want the Haney's out of boxing, man, because they changing shit. Like I don't understand how you don't have no respect. You can't not have no respect for T.O. and got all the respect for Devin when T.O. did everything that Devin did before Devin did it. I don't care how you like it, black, white, Honduran, Puerto Rican, Hispanic. I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. And that's what we come at in boxing. Like, it's sickening. We're not even keeping it real about boxing. We not. Subriel already training in Mexico. Matias was tested 11 times from Bada before his last fight. When have you ever heard of that? That's what I'm talking about. Now, and that's why I say, that's why the focus needs to be on him. He in a mess hall with his chest out. He do his thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you get. You get stuff like that. Like when they think that you're too good and you're doing this and this and that, he get tested 11 times. Then somebody can blow up 30 pounds overnight, and they like, what? Like, you act like that hasn't been happening. That's been happening since the beginning of boxing. It's like, man, we are some funny ass motherfucking fans right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are real funny now. I'm on some predator shit. I want the best species. I want the best species against the best species out this motherfucker. I don't want nobody that's sick, flabby, overweight, just lost a loved one. You know what I'm saying? Dehydrated, sucked down. Like, man, we gloat about it. But I see what kind of men we got. I see what kind of men we got, man. It's a lot of bullshit ass men that run narratives in boxing, in the sport, and then I see. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that ain't never really won shit. I'm saying there's a lot of people that never really won shit in life. That's all that really tells me. That's what's telling me. A lot of these fans that be on this bullshit, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these fans that be on this bullshit out here, I could tell y'all ain't really. There's a lot of fans out here that ain't never really won shit, man. You ain't never won no football championship. You ain't never won no pool championship. Cause it's like, it's a lot of people that still got their pants down, bending over, mooning somebody over what happened at welterweight undisputed last year. Like, you ain't never won shit, dog. You ain't never won shit, dog. And I know it hurt. I mean, some of us ain't never won shit before. Like, I have. I know how to act, but I see a lot of people out here, they don't know how to act. As soon as you win, it's, oh my God, why? What have you done? It's like people talk, like the way Ryan talking because he got that bread. Like, that's what's wrong with the sport right there. The way Ryan was talking about Teofimo Lopez the other day in that interview, that's what's wrong with the sport. And for him to be able to even make that amount of money, to be able to get put in a position where he can act like that in the way he treat the sport it's insane. It's insane. All the fights going to happen. No respect for the Haney. Absolutely, he does. They done started something, man. I'm telling you, it done pricked. It done ran its course, and I think it's getting in a little bit of everybody, man. It's getting in a little bit of everybody. My rule is, look, I can like all the fighters, but until they actually like in each other's crosshairs, ready to go at it, I'm not going to divide a line. And see, I think a lot of y'all are getting tricked into that. So ultimately, you will shit on Tio all day, every day, up until the fight with Matias happens. But if Tio ain't going up against Matias, you would want Matias. I mean, since Tio is one of the apex predators, you would want him to do as good as he could so that Matias can fight him. It don't make no sense. Like, I want, like, until Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis get in the ring, I want them both to ball out. Until Keyshawn get in there with, what's his name? Floyd Schofield, I want them both to ball out. That's just me though, man. I don't know. Like, y'all, I think it's a lot of fans that y'all like to see. I don't know, man, but it says, like, I don't know, man. I try not to I think too much, but I'm seeing a lot of projection from fans, and these are the type of people who out in real life, y'all the type of people that see somebody that's like 6'4", punching somebody that's like 5'5", and y'all stand there and y'all just watch that shit. And y'all be like, damn, did y'all see that big dude stomping? I'm not me. You got to stomp me out too if I see that shit. That's just me. And that shit is just, that's what I'm seeing in boxing. I don't know how some of the fans think right now, but I get a lot of that. I get a lot of people that like, they like to be in a lot of numbers. They like to do a lot of things where it's a whole group of them, and they get to enact a lot of shit as a group. You know what I'm saying? They feel like, oh, because we're a group, or we're bigger, we're stronger, we're tall. I don't respect none of that shit. I don't respect none of it. If you gotta sneak somebody, if you gotta like hit somebody where they're not looking, if somebody don't know what's coming, like, yeah, that's life shit. That's war shit. That's shit that got going on. But not in boxing. Now we want all the advantages, every single solitary one, and we want somebody that we want somebody to be damn near anemic when they get in there. I don't respect none of that. I don't respect none of it. If that's the kind of fan you are, hey, you're not gonna like it here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think I might have took like a 30, 40 subscriber hit one time. I'll take another one. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's how you are, you know what I'm saying? This apex predator shit here, I don't respect it. Never have. That's why I stay my ass in the house for the most part. I stay my ass in the house because I would not be able to see that. I would not be able to stand by idly. I've saw it. I'm always gonna say something. I'm always gonna do something, and I don't like that shit. We need to change the logic and the mindset behind how we watch boxing. Yes, as a boxer, yeah, if you can get little advantages, like, yeah, I want a bigger ring because I'm a mover, or, you know, I want to pick these kind of gloves because I'm a puncher, and they're, you know, the little things like that, yeah. But like, it's starting to get to where, like, now y'all want a motherfucker to be damn near on his deathbed. You can go in there and slap him to sleep, or he anemic, or like with the recent case, a broken rib, and you done sucked him dry and made him inactive. You caused his inactivity, and then you want to be at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro because you. But the thing is, you didn't knock him out, though. You didn't knock him out. I think that hurt your pride even more. You didn't knock him out. That's what it is. It really hurt your pride that man was that weak and you didn't knock him out, and all you guys, a whole bunch of fans, just riding you. Reverse cowgirl style. Cookie Monster, Body Work. Salute Cookie Monster. Yeah. I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame Matias for leaving. They saying that was the reason why it was a 9. It was a 9. And that's why I can condone that. Like when you're young and active, and because that's like really that's what's going to, I'm telling y'all, that's what's going to fix the sport of boxing. It's going to be a bunch of people. I said this at the end of last year. At the end of last year, I think it was around November. I said that it's going to be a group of fighters that they want to establish their own legacy. They want to put their family name, like the way Tim Tszyu is moving. The way Tim Tszyu is moving, he's driven by more than just the money and just, oh, I can get this bag, I can do that, I could be seen there. He wants to put the Tszyu name up on the map. That's why he want to get a motherfucking big ass steak, you know what I'm saying? And he want to jug it, and he want to put a pelt on the wall, and he want to keep doing that to make the family name proud. I think it's a couple of them Vargas boys, you know what I'm saying, that's like that. Them Vargas boys, they like that. They want to be able to put a pelt up on the wall. They want to be able to stamp it, sign it, and seal it, and let them know that, look, the Vargas are here. They're not Bitcoin. It's not about that. They want to be known. They want their name to go down in lights. I think even until Shane Mosley's son realized that, and he still be fighting, but I think to a certain extent he wanted to do that. And with all due respect, I don't think that he had it natural as Shane. I think he wanted to do it to kind of make his dad proud. But it's gonna be those kind of people in the sport, like Matias, him wanting to have his name up there with the Tito Trinidads and all that. Some people actually want that. Some people say they want that, and they get all the credit for wanting to do that, and that's not really what they want. They want to be like somebody else. And it's a difference between admiring Floyd for what he did and wanting to be in the position that Floyd was, and then doing what Floyd did. And I don't really think that a lot of boxers are really into it like that. I think that they realize that this is a lick. Think about YouTube. Think about novelty boxing. That's why for a minute, man, this summer, like that past summer, I was up there trading. I was calling all you. I said, man, shit, if you a YouTuber, I'm a YouTuber, I'm 5'10", what weight you want to meet at? Like, what weight can we do this at? Can we get a buzz? Can we start talking shit? I mean, I don't want to just talk shit with you if we ain't gonna get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? But like, let's get our Jake and Logan Paul. I was starting to be an opportunist. I'm like, shit, you gonna give me 10 weeks to train? What weight we coming in? And okay, what gloves? As long as your hand's not registered, I was willing to do it. I was like, man, it's an opportunity. And the fact that people can sit back online and think that way, it's letting you know that the sport is in trouble. The sport is in trouble. Because when I was younger, as much as I saw Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, I didn't want to get in the ring and do it. When I saw them, I didn't want to get in the ring and do it because I couldn't see them. It's to the point now where we're trying to fight. We want to smoke with each other. We're willing to sign. Like if somebody send me a check and said in 10 weeks, you know what I'm saying? I'm signing it. We're going to go do it. Well, you going to show me where? Where we fighting at? In Florida? On what state? How big is the ring? What size are the gloves? I'm down. That's bad for the sport. That's bad. And because we got our personal little things and this and that, and we got like politics is taking over, we killing the sport, man. And when I heard they were doing away with the boxing and the Olympics and stuff like that, I was just like, it's about to be over, man. It's about to be over, man. I know what I'm starting to see what it takes as an amateur, what to do and how you move, and you know, all the pitfalls, and all it takes is one punch. All it takes is one bad decision. All it takes is for favoritism here and there. You get through all that politics, you get to the pros, you do what you're supposed to do. People don't want to pay you. They don't want to give you no credit for getting belts and winning titles and moving up and doing all this. And I'm not the defense attorney. I'm just saying that I'm going to be the benchmark for the real ones versus the facade. Even if the real ones tend to take a loss. That's just me though. That's just me though. What you mean join the team? What you mean join the team? What team? I'm pushing up the banner. I've been the one of the biggest people pushing Sabril for the last couple weeks. People been biting my shit. If you want to be real, you go back and you look at them dates and them times when that shit got popping. Look who started it. Look who started biting. I started the shit. And he don't want none. PBC was trying to make Matias a journeyman hype someone else on the stretch, yeah. But I was the one that started pumping that Matias shit. Cause I saw an opportunity where people was just bullshitting and shitting on this man and coming up with all kind of crazy stuff as to why they didn't want to fight. I'm like, man, this dude must be. I got to doing my research and looking at it and everything, and I was like, man, this dude is in the mess hall with his goddamn chest out, and everybody playing politics, and he just want to punch somebody in the face. And they don't want to pick up a bag. Cookie Monster, we live nation, must not know where he is. You know what I'm saying? Body work. Don't jump teams. Yeah, that's like, he don't know. He don't know. I don't know, man. He don't know. I don't know, man. You might be lost, brother. Are you preaching to the choir, or I don't know. I'm confused. This your first time here, brother? Is this your first time here, brother? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, let's read Miss Cookie one more again. We lift nation must not know where he is. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. Body work, don't jump teams. I don't know, man. It might be a language barrier. I don't know, Miss Cookie. I've been pushing Matias for the last shit. I've been pushing them harder than everybody. Everybody else started biting the shit I was doing on them. They started that shit. People start popping out with video. I ain't never seen people do videos about them. They saw the. I guess they thought the numbers wasn't real, so they jumped on. But you might want to do your homework, cuz. I don't follow no trends. I set them. Tell them again, Charlie. Charlie Garcia. That's what I say. It's organic, baby. My squad already set. We like the soldiers from 300. I ain't gotta say shit. BWB. Bodywork boxing been shining the light to those who been kept in the dark about Matias. That's what I'm saying. We live nation must be lost, man. I don't know. P4P. Tio and Matias need to see each other. No other fight at 140 matters. They at the top. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like You ain't gotta be in love with T.O., but we can acknowledge that this motherfucker, he a bad motherfucker, and that we want to see him in Matias. So it behooves us to tell the truth about what's going on. Rolly a clown and Haney ducking, pound for pound, always dropping jewels. That's it. We know that. T.O. and Matias is the only thing, like, right now, that's the thing that happened. So we need T.O. to do his thing. So we, that at least he'll hold that spot down. And we know eventually Matias, we know he gonna hold this shit down. That's what we need to see. Let's act like it. We need to start reconditioning. Y'all need to stop listening to some of these channels out here, man. Because when y'all listen to some of these channels out here that have y'all all twisted, y'all be pushing stuff and this and that. And little do y'all know that what you're pushing is not going to get us any closer to the fights. Get your goggles on, right? You know what I'm saying? Get your goggles on. And then we can focus the energy the way it needs to be. So we can see what we want to see. I knew this wasn't gonna be a good. I knew the congregation wasn't gonna be jumping for joy on this one. But we need to calibrate the sport. We need to calibrate ourselves as fans. We need to say, look, man, without any influence, you know what I'm saying? Can you look at yourself in the mirror and ask this question? You know what I'm saying? Answer this question. Yeah, we're gonna find out. Because the thing is, Jermaine Ortiz ain't no slouch. He just can't, what I've seen is that he just can't separate himself, man. That's what it comes down to. Because I've looked at, I don't really do the triangle comparisons, but I do look at the data from it as an awareness method. And when it comes down to it, he's right there. And this could be the time where he separate. This could be the time when he just bite down and he go to that next level. He go to that next level. Because he got Jamel Herring off of a loss to Shakur Stevenson. And if my memory serves me correct, they stopped that fight between Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring. Well, guess what happened? Jermaine Ortiz got the fight next. He got a unanimous decision, but that came off of Jamel Herring being stopped the fight before. Much like when Gamboa got stopped by Tank Davis, he came back and fought Devin Haney, and it went to a full decision. So even though we don't really do the triangle theories, in many ways, these are the things that actually happen. But sometimes, I guess acknowledging the truth will actually make us look bad or make us look like we disloyal or make us look like you can't even, it's to the point now where if it's a really, really good fight, just because you don't want to sound soft or you don't want to feel nervous about your favorite fighter losing, you will sit up there and say all kind of stupid, dumb shit to make it seem like you ain't nervous for your favorite. If you ain't nervous for your favorite fighter, it ain't a good fight. It ain't a good fight. It ain't a good fight. T.O. said he's going to stop him in 4, and I believe it. Maybe early. Adorno had Ortiz out on his feet, and Adorno is a C-level fighter. Exactly. I didn't even want to go into the Adorno because, ironically, whenever I bring up Adorno, it's because of how he represented as an opponent. But I think Adorno, he's solid. He's a decent boxer, but y'all see what pound for pound, dropping them jewels. You know what I'm saying? Like always. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. Josh Taylor was British, Campbell is Australian, Sander Martin is Spain, Lomachenko, Ukraine, and the Japanese guy. Teo never fought an American. But he grew up where? Where did he grow up with? Didn't he fight Jermaine Ortiz in the amateurs? You think out of the current boxers right now, you think that those are the only guys that actually fought in the amateurs? That's just like when people be saying Tank ain't ever fought no slick black fighter and he happens to be from Baltimore, Maryland. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man. I can't make this shit up, boy. Jermaine Ortiz is his first true American fight. The only American at the top is Haney, and he ducking though. Haney, ha ha ha. Teofimo blowing smoke. Matias' team is trying to make the deal with, yeah. I guess we stuck, Eleazar. Haney the weakest of them all, but he the top. I mean, by definition he is. I don't know what makes him the top. What makes him the top? What makes Devin Haney the top? Because when I look at it, Sabril Matias actually got his belt back in April of last year. He's already defended it, what, twice? I think that would make him the top. That's just me, though. Even though Teo came up and beat Josh Taylor, we had Josh Taylor losing to losing to Catterall, but ducking Matias. And we give credit to Teo for doing the linear or whatever, because Josh Taylor was the man. He didn't really drop the belts and all that. But in my book, Real actually got the belt and had the belt and defended it twice already. And he ain't even fighting no slouches. Because ain't no telling what Ergashev would have did to somebody else. Ain't no telling what Ponce would have did to somebody else the way he started off against somebody else. And we see the route of everybody else. Catterall and Hitchens got out of line. I actually have Matias on top right now. And Devin Haney don't even really want to defend it because action show. Cookie Monster, Saludo, Dave, Puerto Rico. Want to see who's going to be left standing at the top of the 140-pound summit when the dust settles. I see Matias planting the Puerto Rican flag on top of the mountain. That's how it look right now. Only man I see actually coming in and actually stirring up the pot is Gary Antoine Russell. And I'm waiting on him to join the party. That's my guy. Not the top, but he is one of the top fighters at 140. Remember, Jermaine is Puerto Rican, cousin. I had to support my guy. I got you. I know, man, and I think that, I can't say that Teo ain't stirred up the pot a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's just bad advice, man. Because, these guys grew up in and around each other. And then in the areas they in, you can't walk, like, really, when people really over-exaggerate that stuff, they don't really mean that. They getting used and abused, man. They ain't got shit to do with when they say ding, 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 and the motherfucker gotta, put them things up, so I don't know what to tell you. Puerto Rican power. I knew this wasn't gonna be a popular one, y'all. I knew it wasn't gonna be a popular one, but I just thought that this was needed, man. Like every now and again, the reset button need to be pushed on some shit, and people really need to look at some shit from the right perspective. And we need to start honoring what people are actually doing, man, because it's a brutal sport. And let's be honest, man, it's not too many people that decide to where once they become 22, 23, they drop out and they find boxing and they become a superstar. It's like, no, you had to have been boxing from like 6, 7, 8, 9, you know what I'm saying? You had to miss a lot of things where everybody else was running and playing football, coming back, talking about how they was, scoring touchdowns like me. scoring touchdowns like me. I'm talking about touchdowns, and you up there jabbing and you know what I'm saying, doing all kind of exercises, trying to box and all this. It's like, it's a brutal sport. So when you reach a certain level and you do certain things in the sport, it deserves credit. It deserves credit, especially when you're doing it a certain kind of way. When you're doing it a certain kind of way, man, that deserves its credit. If not, well, the sport is going to die. Because all it takes is for, and we've seen this where it's been a boxer, like the way Boots is going, he's doing everything right. And now everybody's saying, oh man, it's like, yeah, I critique his performance. I critique this performance against Karan, but I'm like, golly. Now you trying to act like the man ain't never do nothing in the sport. It's like, stop it, because we do that when it comes to our favorite fighters, y'all. You could be in denial about the results, about what's going to go down in the fight, but that don't have shit to do with the history and what's really going on. What we conveniently forget, when our boxers actually say certain things out their mouth, we conveniently forget about that. When at the end of the day, man, they get hit in the head for a living. You know what I'm saying? That's really what's going on. We don't. But most of us, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to climb up a ladder and get up on the roof. You know what I'm saying? I might get burnt every now and again like I did last week on my motherfucking hand. By a little cherry. But like, I ain't getting hit in my head every goddamn day. Melazar said, you're talking facts. Puerto Rican power, yes sir. Pound for pound, Matias 1, Tio 2, Haney 3, 4, Russell, nobody else in the division matter. Ryan, a good payday. Progress out of the picture. I kind of agree with that. We need Russell to get, you know, because I got him high up in the game, but we need Russell. We need my man GAR to get in there and, you know what I'm saying, dance with somebody. But that's how I have it right now. I'm not going to lie and say that Josh Taylor was all that in a bag of chips when he lost to Catterall. But I can't give Catterall much credit for avoiding and eliminating the fight Matias. And Josh Taylor avoided Matias, dropped his belts and everything. That's how I see it, man. That's how I see it, man. Like you said, especially when you do it since you were a kid. Like, yeah, these people been doing this since they was a kid, man. And that's gaslighting to make you feel like when he went up there and he did what he did to Lomachenko, for them to sit up there and act like he did, like, for them to ignore the performance he had against Lomachenko versus the performance that the other guy had against Lomachenko versus the performance that Ortiz had against Lomachenko. And some people say that Ortiz actually beat Lomachenko. But for them scorecards to be that wide when Teofimo Lopez fought him 2.5, almost 3 years before Devin fought him, and then you see that fight where he outlanded Devin and everything but body work, and people try to gaslight and say that Teo ain't who he say he is because he lost to Kambosos. Like, that's gaslighting, man. That's playing with your memory like that never happened. I like the press conference when they said there's no respect. I used to put the boxing glove with friends for fun, and I ain't never had around our way. They used to bring out the gloves every now and again. LOL. How you feel about Liam Paro, We Live Nation? I like Paro. I think he decent. He is a southpaw. Not that Matias is a stranger to that. My man say he fought 11. I know when I counted resume, it was like 9. It might be 11, but I know at least that's not gonna be a problem for Matias if you're talking about that matchup. But I think Liam Paro is durable. I think they underestimate him, and so far, I think that much like my career, you know what I'm saying? I kept breaking shit. I broke a collarbone, broke a humerus. Like I was nice, but fucking body wouldn't hold up. And so far, some people that get it like that, man, they don't have like Adrian Peterson, the football player, a freak of nature, like just got the DNA to where they can hold up and put up with stuff. Like some people are not like that, and so far it's looking like Liam Paro has been he's just been kind of injury prone just a little bit, but he is a durable, rough fighter. He's a solid fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think that if you underestimate him, I don't think you want to underestimate him. You know what I'm saying? I think he's durable. Whether he'll last around the 3rd or 4th round is about the barometer and how he attacked. He might come and do something different. Who knows? I like the fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's a good fight and it's a decent name, especially since he threw Love off the table. You know what I'm saying? Before Hitchens. I wanted Hitchens to do it, but he got to him first. Who do you know that got tested 11 times before a fight? I know that's not right, but this is why we gotta all the ones that's actually going through and doing it. Because the ones that they want to be on top, you know they ain't getting tested that much. You don't even hear about a test. Like to see Gary Russell fight Prograis too. Will Prograis do that? That's still a good fight. I'm not counting Regis out. I don't know what happened with Devin. I don't know what that's about. I hope that wasn't a payola. You know what I'm saying? Like dive type situation. I hope that wasn't that, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I hope that wasn't Regis. That's my guy. I got a crack ribs, no fun. Damn, I ain't never get my ribs cracked. Shit. Loma wasn't hurt. He was gunshot because he felt the power and speed Teo had in the ring. He'll beat Kambosos 9 times out of 10. His father kept telling him to go for the KO. He needed a real trainer. Yeah, and then then that stuff he had going on, it was a lot, man. And I'm not one of them ones to act like, I mean, as a boxer, you gotta be able to compartmentalize. But Liam Paro KO his last 6 fighters, including Love. Keyshawn versus Pedraza is a very thorough fight. I like people talk about how good is Liam Paro. I think he's solid. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you never know. That dude Ergoshell was looking like a real killer. He was looking like a real killer until, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even in the first couple rounds, I'm like, oh wow, but like we'll never know until they all get in the ring with each other. You know what I'm saying? You can't get, and I know we tend to do it with our favorites. We tend to get so high. And then on our least favorites, we tend to get so low. When the truth is, it's somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. They said Liam, I heard that. But I don't like that though. I don't like to call him Shakira though, man. We can't call. I don't like calling him Shakira though, man. That man still named Shakur. He got a daughter and everything, man. Hitchens will face Gustavo Lemos. He is a very dangerous pressure fighter. Yeah. You know, it's one thing, man, when you looked at maneuvering around now, it ain't no room for error now. And Gustavo Lemos know that you know, he know the deal too, so he trying to come take your cornbread. Can't be no funny business. Liam Paro is a very good fight for Matias. My friend, I think Liam Paro going to be a good fight, better than Teo. Teo is a case-by-case basis, man. It's just like for me now, it's like I know on paper and stylistically and what I know about certain fights right now, but until I see a weigh-in, until I see the build-up, until I know the condition and what's going on, it's like it's a bunch of shit going on with these fights before I can really see what's what for real, for real. Now I will make a general pick, but I don't like being too. I can't be too defiant now, man. Boxing, in my view of boxing, has changed here lately, boy. And that activity thing and what people going through mentally, that's real. If you're gonna ask me, Hitchens never have faced a fighter like Lemos. I don't think, like, no, I can't see it. Paul is a busy guy in the ring and comes at you, but Matias is not love. Yeah, he definitely, and I don't think he's gonna be able to come at him like that now. He ain't gonna be able to come at him the same way he did. Love got some power, but it ain't that kind of power. And his chin, like, that's what people don't understand, man. That Subriel Matias, like, perhaps, y'all remember when James Bond? I might be dating myself. I'm 43. Y'all remember when James Bond, one of them old James Bond, the one with the iron jaw? Dude had that iron jaw. Like, I think that's what Matias got, man. It's like, man, if you can't hit that man, and like if you can't get a reaction, stop him, make him stop and think, like, it's over for you, man. It's like it's over for you, man. That dude got a beard. Oh, thank you, Eleazar, man. Cause I respect Shakur around my neck of the woods, man. We don't call him Shakira over here, man. We don't really call grown men women names. But I appreciate you for letting me know that. You ain't had to do that, Eleazar. That's why I rock with you, man. A gentleman, a scholar. We live nation, both aggressivo. Agree. I need to watch some Peril fights. The problem with T.O. is he seems to have multiple personalities. We just don't know what. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, yeah, but like, I know that's what I'm saying, man. It's also all about his mentality, but some of this, I attribute that to being some of these boxers a lot of them are first generational talent. These fighters, these fathers, they dreamed of getting them to that level, but they never thought about what was going to happen once they got to that level. They never thought about what's going to happen when they got to that level. So some of the times, the way they are personality-wise, how they doing this, how they doing that, it's all a learning curve. Now, if they had one coming up behind them, I'm sure it's just like raising children. You know what I'm saying? The first one, you make all the mistakes with the first one. The second one, they get a little bit better. The third one, you get a little bit better. A lot of these are first generation. And so you talking about an athlete that's going from literally nothing to everything. Imagine that. Then keeping them on the rails to be a champion. It's a hard thing to do. Then you got emotions. You got father, you got, overprotection, you know what I'm saying? Not enough boundaries. You got a lot of factors. You know what I'm saying? And you got the media and you got people online and people out and about that, you know what I'm saying, are fucking these boxers up because they listening to all the wrong people. No one fucking with Shakur at 135 or 140 except T.O. and Matias. Born or not, Shakur is the truth. But you like that, Shakur. Oh no, I think it's one guy at 135 that might have something to say about that. But on his best day, hey, you're gonna have to pack a lunch. That's for sure. Puerto Rico power. I'm 42. So you know what I'm saying. Matias had 8 southpaw of his 20 fights. Yeah, I counted 9, but somebody else said 11 earlier, so I don't know. I counted 9 when I looked. I might have to go back and look. I respect that, bro. That's what it is, man. Like, this is just different over here, man. I'm not trying to gain no popularity like that. This is a place where I know that I could be myself. I could talk about it as I see it. You don't have to agree with me. We can agree to disagree on some things. At the end of the day, we all need to figure out how to communicate so that we can actually have more leverage on how we get what we want. And I think a lot of the times, it's not always tearing down another fighter just because he might not be your cup of tea. It's different when you just spilling the truth. You know what I'm saying? You hitting somebody with the truth, but like, when we're just making up things and co-signing things and running with things and joining along with things just because, it's an op that we're doing it on, that's not going to help grow the sport of boxing. That's how that shit work. Like when we outside, when it's a real problem out here, yeah, like in the real world out here, like for real, like when we shut down these laptops and we go all our separate ways, yeah, that kind of stuff works. But not to kind of get what we want in the sport of boxing, man. It's getting out of control. And a lot of people with the voices are not saying the right things or guiding us in the right direction. Fathers should stay away after they become pro. Most of the time, the fathers are living the boxer lifestyle. Win or lose, I want Shakur to make that rematch for his own sake. Yeah, I want to see that. And talk like men, 100. Yeah, like I see a lot of stuff going on. I hear a lot of people saying and doing things and talking certain ways, and it's like, you just doing that because you online? You know what I'm saying? You talking like that because you online? You gotta go lay down, homie. So, I'm not the defense attorney for them all. I enjoy boxing. It keep me out of trouble, man. It keep me occupied. It keep my mind going. It's something positive. You know what I'm saying? It's exciting, especially when it leads up to a big fight. You know what I'm saying? And we get to see these people grow and mature and, make money. I mean, it's good, but I think that we need to set some barriers, man, around the talk, man, because this is, I don't know, man. Boxing is getting weird, man. It's getting more and more like wrestling every single day. How about that? I can't take Tank seriously after asking for 2 Ferrari. Come on now. You trolling or you trying to make a fight? That's what I said though, pound for pound. That's social media though, man. Tank can't say nothing online without it being taken serious. He can't take nothing. I mean, I have to count again. If they are 8 or 9, anyway, they are a lot. Not a lot of boxers like to fight southpaw. Yeah, it's 9. I counted 9 on the resume, but somebody came in and said 11. But I counted 9 for my count. I'm gonna go back and do it again. We Live Nation. Cabrón mío. Hey man, I'm about to wrap it up, man. I just kind of wanted to set some boundaries, man. T.O. is Rey Mysterio. I just wanted to try to set some boundaries, man, and ask y'all, man, to consider some things when y'all talking about these boxes, man. I'm not trying to be too deep, but when you really realize and analyze, and you look at what T.O.'s doing, when you look at what Shakur's doing, when you look at the incident with Keyshawn, when you listen to Jared Anderson, and you look at the landscape of Top Rank, it's gonna make you wonder, because they get the best talent, but because of the program and how it's set up, you gotta think Elvis Rodriguez lost one time to what? I think Kenny Sims Jr. He went over there to PBC, blew up, and then PBC couldn't. I mean, I ain't gonna say, I'm not gonna put no label on PBC, but couldn't keep him active. And now that good ass fighter at 140, he would be a prime candidate for Zabril. You know what I'm saying? He'll be a prime candidate because they couldn't keep him active. Where is he? What is he going to do? And if he don't box no more, what else is he going to do when it's all said and done? Because he didn't have the support. He didn't have people watching him, because he had a bunch of people that was loud and on social media and pushing an agenda and having 30, 40, 50 people say the same thing over and over and over again. That drowned out the 1 or 2 people that was actually stating and giving an outline and description of what he was able to do, how he was able to fight, giving highlights. It got drowned out. And that's what's happening, man. So we can act like social media ain't ruining shit and being blah, 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 and just being a certain way online ain't affecting things, but it really is, because when you agree, or I always say silence is consent. When you say nothing, that means you agree. So when others are saying something else that's not conducive to the sport of boxing, and you say nothing, you agree. Well, the loudest people out there are going to continue to run boxing. We don't put something down and say, hold on, stop, hold on. Let's look at this. Let's judge this. I know that's your guy. I know that's your favorite. But let's look at it like this. This is what really happened. These are the facts. These are the numbers. These are the dates, the times. This is the rationale behind it. Let's get this right, because it's getting out of control. It's getting out of control. You know what I'm saying? Puerto Rican Power. Good night, bro. Good night, bro. That must be T.O.'s other personality. Bodywork Boxing has the blueprint on what a boxing chat should be. Salute. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad, man, because you got me thinking people might have gaslit me, Charlie. You know what I'm saying? Salute, man. But salute to Charlie, Eleazar, Puerto Rican Power, We Live Nation. Eleazar, always in the building, pound for pound. Who else was out here? Cookie Monster for sure. My day one. Jose Rodriguez. Coke Key was in the building. Bubs was in the building. Carolina Rivera was in the building. Who else? Bug Won't Stop Canelo, you know what I'm saying, showed up. But salute to everybody, man. I knew this wasn't gonna be a big one. This wasn't gonna be like the good news, you know what I'm saying? This was not gonna be like the good news from last night. No, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't gonna be like the good news. Millie has a body work, 100. Yeah, this wasn't gonna be like the good news I put out, you know what I'm saying, the other night. This wasn't gonna be like that. Now I understand, you know what I'm saying? But just like in boxing, gotta take the ups with the downs, you know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all for coming out and saluting, man. And if you get a chance, go back and listen to the beginning to play back and what I was saying and where this could be leading if we don't start giving these boxers their credit, man. It's getting real sad, man, because they gonna stop boxing for us. You already see how it's turning. If we don't get the ones that's doing what they need to do to give us and bring us what we need, you know what I'm saying? We don't support them, boxing is going to die. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's gonna die. It's getting anemic. So I just thought I'd come out here and say what nobody else is really going to say. But anyways, man, thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. It was like, what the fuck is this nigga right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to